Have you ever heard of a hanger steak? It's described as the butcher's best kept secret. It's tender like filet and beefy like ribeye. But you know what? I've actually never grilled one before. So today, I'm finding out if it's worth tracking down. I went to Wild Fork a few nights ago, and I picked up these hanger steaks. Now normally, there's a seam running down right in the middle that you'll have to cut through and clean up. But the ones from Wild Fork are already trimmed, so it saved me that step, and that's already a win in my book. Now, when I pulled these steaks out, I noticed that one of the two strips had a really thin section about a third of the way in. It would have fallen apart on the grill. So I went ahead and made a cut right there, and to keep everything even, I just cut both strips into thirds. That way, all the pieces are close to the same length, and they're gonna cook a little bit more evenly on the grill. Alright, so the added bonus is that the smaller chunks are easier to move around the grill. And since each piece is a little different thickness, I'm gonna leave the thicker ones on the heat for longer if needed, until they're all at the right temperature. For seasoning, I'm keeping it very simple. Just olive oil, salt, and freshly ground black pepper. I actually got a little carried away with the olive oil here. I accidentally poured too much. But hey, no worries. That just means I could rub the unoiled parts of the steak on the board and spread it all around. Nothing wasted. Now, let's hit both sides with kosher salt.
Why is it this time of year they're much more aggressive?
And a good amount of fresh cracked pepper. Fresh pepper is always better. Way more flavor than the pre-ground stuff. And before anyone asks, no garlic today. That's actually on purpose. A viewer left a hilarious comment on how much they hate garlic, and it cracked me up. So this cook is dedicated to them. No garlic here today, just salt and pepper to really let that beef shine. Now they say hanger steak is packed with beefy flavor, so I don't want to do anything to hide that with a heavy rub. Looking at the marbling and feeling how tender it is, I can already tell we're in for a treat. Alright, let's get this grill going. Today, I'm using the SNS Master Kettle. Affiliate link down in the description. I'm gonna fill 3/4 of the chimney with B&B charcoal and get it lit. Once those coals are rolling, I'm gonna pour them right into the slow and sear insert. Let's drop in the grate. And now, we're ready for the steak. I'm laying these hanger steaks right over the hot zone. I'll give them about 2 to 3 minutes per side to get a nice crust going. The smell has already got me excited here. This is where it gets really difficult, but the patience is gonna be rewarded. Now it's time to flip. And here's a good reminder, your grill grate doesn't have to heat perfectly. The center is blazing hot while the edges run a little cooler. As you can see, the center pieces got a little bit more aggressive sear compared to the ones off to the side. There's not a problem here. I'm gonna rotate the steaks around to balance things out. Now the thicker cuts are gonna go down near the middle where it's hotter. The thinner cuts are gonna go towards the edges where it's cooler. That little bit of strategy goes a long way. This is no different than a pan on a stove. It's gonna have hot spots, and sometimes you have to be actively moving the food around. And you know what? That's what grilling is all about. It's all about moving stuff around when things get too hot. A couple more minutes, and it's time to check the temperatures. I'm aiming for around 120 to 125 Fahrenheit. That way, after resting, it's gonna climb right into that perfect medium rare zone. Pull them around 122 and let them rest, and we're gonna slice in just a minute. But first, let's throw on a side dish. I got some green beans skewered up and brushed with a quick sauce. The beans were blanched in boiling water for about 3 minutes, cooled down, and then skewered. The blanching process gets them a head start in the cooking. This way, they're not gonna take as long to finish on the grill. The sauce is really simple. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger, 1 teaspoon of fresh garlic, and another teaspoon of black pepper. Give it a good mix, and that's our basting liquid. I brushed it on before grilling, and I'm gonna brush again after flipping. The honey caramelizes really well. The ginger and the garlic are delicious. And you know what? The smell is incredible. These beans don't take that long. A couple of minutes per side for a little color, and they're ready. Hey, can't ignore the string beans, right? Let's eat. Got good flavor. Now, let's slice into this hanger steak. Ooh, look at that. It's juicy, it's tender, and a little bit more on the rare side. But you know what? I'd rather be here then the risk of overcooking it. But the thinner chunks were more on the medium side anyway. So there's a little something for everyone here. Now for the moment of truth. First time trying hanger steak. Let's eat. Well, they certainly were not lying. This steak is unbelievably tender. I'm pretty blown away here. It's really filet mignon level tender here, but way more flavorful. The hanger steak is the butcher's best kept secret. My first time eating hanger steak, but it's not gonna be the last. But now the secret is out. This cut just earned a spot at my favorite list. Now, if you're lucky enough to have some hanger steak left after your meal, you'll definitely want to check out this next video.